Good afternoon and welcome to our design professional session of our new school facilities training portal, which is a one-stop shop for both the district's design professionals to have access and real live information regarding the project that's within our office. My name is Jasmine Shaw, and I'm the director for the Office of School Facilities. I am responsible for the 1,200 plus public schools that we have in South Carolina, as representing our state superintendent of education, Molly Spearman, as the building official for public schools. And joining me today is Darius Williams, and he can introduce himself.
Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I'm Darius Williams. I've been with OSF a little over a year. I manage the new portal that we're implementing as far as projects are concerned, access is concerned, anything dealing with that portal. I kind of manage that aspect of it. I'm quite sure I've dealt with a lot of you in the past and will deal with a lot of you in the future. We're excited about the new portal and everything that's to come in the future. And again, we hope you leave the training today with a better understanding. If you have any questions in the future after the meeting, feel free to contact me and I'll help you the best way I can through any issues you may have.
Thank you, Darius. And yes, we are very excited about this application. It takes our hard copy system and the way that we do business and make it electronic and readily available to you as a design professional in the district. And it does cut down on a lot of time and internal processes that we have. And we'll talk more about that during the presentation. On today, we'll cover how to access the portal as a design professional. We'll cover who to contact if you have questions, how to submit, how to upload and submit plans for review to the Office of School Facilities, how do you request an OSF inspection, as well as navigating the system for your building permit and certificate of occupancy, and overall understanding of the system. So to start out, how to access the portal as a design professional, we actually sent out some information prior to the training of creating a community account. But what I want to do is start at our homepage, which is ed.sc.gov. And then if you go to district and schools and come down to school planning and building, this will take you to our school facilities homepage. And there you want to go to electronic portal instructions. Okay, so on this page, you'll have all the information associated with our new application. It's divided up into 4 sections. The first section is property acquisition. That's the section that we trained the districts on a couple weeks ago. That's really step 1 of getting the property into the application. Project management is step 2, and that's where the district is also involved, but you as a design professional as well. And then we have a Chapter 1 inspector piece, which we do have a Chapter 1 inspector program, which is most of you are already familiar with that. And we are now doing all of the applications electronically within our system. And we also have property disposal portion of the application, which if the district or charter school is ready to dispose of land or they no longer need it to support the school function, then they'll go ahead and get rid of the piece of property within the system. So here under instructions, this is what we sent out in the email. We have design professional instructions. So I'm going to walk through this. I'm going to put it on a different screen, but I will walk through this particular application with you. So if you go to ed.sc.gov, and in the upper right-hand corner, you want to select login. And then in the lower left-hand corner, you want to select Proceed to Application Web Portal Login. Okay, and so here, you will not have a username and password if you're trying to create an account. And down here it says, don't have an account created, and you want to select Created. And the type of account that you want to create is called a community account. And that will take you to this particular page where you want to type in all of your information. Now for your email address, you want to use your assigned email address with your company. So I would use my agency email address, But what you don't want to use is like a general company email address. So we have a general school facilities email address, and that's not one that I would use, to navigate this system. So you want to put in the one that's assigned to you for your company, and then come down to the bottom and select I'm not a robot, and then click create your account. And once you do that, you will receive a temporary password will be emailed to you, and you must log in with that temporary password within 24 hours. If you do not, you'll have to register again. So you'll have to follow the same steps that I just mentioned. Once you enter in your temporary password, you want to notify Darius Williams, and the information I'm reading is actually coming directly from the instructions. So you want to notify Darius, and what that does is let IT know that this is a registered design professional, that we do want to have access to our portal. So that's the instructions for how to gain access to our new web application. Now, if you do have questions or need any help, here on our page, Darius Williams is our program coordinator, and he will be the central point of contact. You're more than willing to contact me. Here's my email address as well, and my phone number, or you can email our general account at schoolfacilities@ed.sc.gov. One other item that I wanted to mention on this page, and I'm gonna really save it more or less for the end, but we have what's called a nomenclature standard naming file that we want to share with design professionals. This is a great platform that I want to share it with the design professionals now that we kind of have you all gathered. We have about 63 people on the line now. And again, I'll talk a bit more about it, but just in a nutshell, it's a way for us to better extinguish the documents that we're getting if they're named a certain way. And so I'll talk more about that later. And again, I mentioned if we have any frequently asked questions that we know, we'll put it down here at the bottom. And so this will be a way you can come back and look at some of those questions. Okay, so now we will go over how to submit plans, but in order to do that, I'm going to show you how to actually gain access to the portal. So if we go back to our home page, ed.sc.gov, and you want to select login.
Ms. Shaw.
At the top right. Yes.
I think we have a lag on your screen. What you're seeing, we're not seeing.
Okay. Let me stop sharing, and then I'll share back again. Okay, what about now?
Nothing as of yet.
Okay, I just went back to the ed.sc.gov homepage.
Yeah, we don't see that.
Okay. Let's see, we have a chat coming through. Took about 10 seconds. So it looks like other people are experiencing a lag. So you can hear me in real time, but it's just a lag.
Yeah, we could hear you, but it's a lag in your screen.
Okay.
It's like when you're covering something, it takes an additional 10 to 15 seconds for us to see it. It's like now we could see the home page.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to try something else here. Okay, so I'm now on the Member Center Important Information page. And I just went to it. Can you see it?
Not yet. Now I do. Yes.
Okay, let's try this, and hopefully it will work. And what I'll do is try to slow down a little bit. But if it becomes a bit much, then we'll see if we even need to reschedule or try another way. Okay, so at the bottom left-hand corner, I will select Proceed to Application Web Portal Login. Okay, so I just selected that, and it will take you to the login page where it'll say Application Web Portal, and then it'll say username. I'm sorry?
And we don't see that.
And you don't see it.
No, we're on. What we can see is Member Center. We can't even see the very bottom where what you selected. The page, the screen we see is Member Center, and we have the application web portal to the left and Legacy Member Center to the right.
Okay, I just stopped sharing my page. And we have some people that are seeing a black screen, and then some people are seeing a login page. And so I'm going to share my page again. And Darius, I'm at the application web portal login page.
I see it.
Okay, now someone says, I do not believe we're all having the same issue because I have no trouble seeing what you are seeing, and I don't seem to have any lag. So some people are having a lag and some people are not having a lag. So maybe it's internet connections, possibly. Let's see here.
It may be
This is
different
what I'll
internet.
do. This is what I'll do. If you're able to hear me and see me at the very same time as I'm talking, if you could please raise your hand. Okay, thus far I'm getting a lot of people who can hear me and see my screen at the same time. So that's a good sign. So I think it might be on a case-by-case basis. Let's see. I'm still watching the hands go up. Okay, let's see here. All right, so it looks like actually about a third. I see about a third of a hands raised. So it looks like about 2/3 are experiencing lag issues. And Darius, what page do you see?
I see the login, the application web portal login with the username and password.
Okay. All right. Okay, you can lower your hands now. Okay, what we'll do, we'll continue on. If it really gets bad, we may have to just reschedule and figure out a few things. But we'll continue on, and I will do my best to kind of slow down as I talk through it. And what we'll probably wind up doing, Darius, is having a separate recording just to focus on the design professionals to load it on our portal.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So, yes. So if you can lower your hand, that'll make sure we don't have any questions. And so if you are able to follow me and see my web application portal, which I hope you do see, you would use your username and password that you have assigned to your account. And so what I'm going to do is log in as if I am a design professional so I can show you initially what you would see. This is just a kind of like a dummy account. Okay, so Darius, you may be having a lag. It is now into the application and survey, and I can see training up here now, but I'll still stay on this page and talk a little bit. So let me know when you can see it. This particular page, wonderful. So something that's very important to note is that when you log in as a design professional, you're going to see the word applications, and these will be all the applications you have access to. 9 times out of 10, you will only see school facilities portal. I take it you don't have access to other applications within the agency, but under applications, school facilities portal, that's our live version of the portal. That's the one that you're going to be working in a lot. We do have at the bottom, you'll see training, and these are all of the training versions of the portal. So for school facilities portal here at the bottom, that's the training version. So that's the version we use so we can test the system, find bugs and get them worked out. And that's actually what we're going to cover. We're just going to work into the training portion today. We're not going to be in a live version. So I'm going to select, and you're going to select, when you're in here, school facilities portal, but you'll be under applications instead of the training section. Now, when you log in as a design professional, you're going to see our home page. It's going to say, welcome to the school facility system, and it's going to have our mission statement there. Also, you're going to see a project management tab, and these are the only 2 tabs that you would see. Okay. And I hope we're all on the same page here. So I'm going to now select project management tab. Okay, so I have selected the project management tab. Now I will say you as a design professional will only see the projects that are assigned to you. Okay. When you first come to this tab, you're going to have a drop-down box of all of the districts. And so you would know which district that you're working with. And we also have charter schools listed. You're not seeing a full list right now because it's easier for us to pick one particular district and do all of our testing out of. And so we've chosen Abbeville because that's the first letter of the alphabet. So we'll go ahead and choose Abbeville here, but you would choose the district that you would be associated with and then select view listing. Okay. And so again, you would only see the projects that are assigned to you. And because we're in the test site, all of these properties are coming up because it's assuming that I'm a design professional and I have access to all of these projects. But what I want to share with you is that there are, at the very top, you'll have the district, this is Abbeville 60. You'll have several buttons here, and you can view all of your inactive properties. You can view all of your active properties. Inactive would be ones that were disposed of, which we don't have any that was disposed of. All of your active properties would be properties that you have projects associated in. For today, we're going to practice out of Foster High School, and I'm going to demonstrate how you would upload plans to Foster High School. Before I do so, every property has a property number, and the number starts off with 4 digits, and the 4 digits is associated with the school district. So for Abbeville, their 4 digits is 0160. And if you notice, there's 0160 for all of these schools because it's in the same district. But for each property within the district, it has its own unique number. And so for Foster High School, we have 0 to 18. For Deerfield Elementary School, we have 0 to 17. And so that's just to give you an idea of the numbering. Now, I don't know if a Foster High School or Deerfield actually exists in Abbeville. We just made these up. So I'm going to select the property number, and you would as the design professional. And here you would see all of the projects at Foster High School that's assigned to you as the design professional. Okay. And it's just some of the standard information, the property number, the property name is Foster High School. You have the property address. All of this information would be entered in by the district. The project at Foster High School that we're going to work through today is the new Performing Arts Center. If I click on it, I'm actually at this point. So this is what you would see as a design professional, but in order to show you kind of how your part works and how OSF, how we all work together within the system, I'm going to switch over to my account and show you how to do so. So I'm going to do that now. So Darius, what I'm doing, I'm logging out and I'm logging in under my account. Okay, so Darius, I'm logging in under my account and it's taking me to the Welcome to School Facilities System page. And kind of, are you able to see that as well?
I see the project project management screen for Foster High School.
Okay, so I'll let it take some time to catch up where I am.
Now it's at the Welcome to School Facilities.
Okay, and so from there, you're going to see that I've selected project management and then I selected Abbeville as a school district. And then now I'm going to the property number for Foster High School. And then from here, I'm going to select New Performing Arts Center, which is reference number 42. So I'm selecting the New Performing Arts Center. And this is the page we're going to spend most of our time on today. This is the page that's associated with the New Performing Arts Center. And I'll give a little bit of some time for it to catch up. So Darius, just let me know when you see project management.
Yeah, we're on project management, new performing arts screen.
Okay. All right. So the very first thing.
It seems to be just about like a 5 to 6 second lag. So when you click, if you'll give it a few seconds, it seems to catch up.
Okay. So the first thing you'll see is project management. Now this red banner here is not, you will not see this. It's a message for me as director to make sure that I assign an OSF user or staff member to your project for review. It's always up there until I do so. And so at this point, I cannot assign an OSF person because plans have not been submitted to our office yet. But I just want you to know that you will not see this red banner here. What you will see, though, is the property ID number, the reference number. Now, the reference number represents, this is the 42nd project within the Office of School Facilities, and that's simply what that reference number means. You'll see the property name, Foster High School. Project name is the New Performing Arts Center. Project description is the New Performing Arts Center addition to the existing high school. And the date that this was created was November 4th, 2020 at 7:08 p.m. You're probably wondering how did all of this information get here before today. But this is what the district enters into the system to recognize that, once again, they do have a project within their district. This is the project and this is the information. The next thing you'll see is project status, which is under design. And what under design means, that's the very first thing that you'll see with any project is under design. And what it means is that this particular project is under design by the design professional. So you all are working on it and you plan to submit plans to the Office of School Facilities. And so that's what this status means. You will not have a set project to construction button. That would be for the OSF user. So disregard that button. But you will see the district contact name and telephone number as well as email address. You will not have the change district contact button. You will also see that your design firm has been selected. You have been selected, your email address and your phone number as well. Okay, so at this point, I want to cover how to submit plans to OSF. And so in order to, there's two ways to submit plans to our office. There's not two ways, but you can do a single phase or a multi-phase. And in order for me to describe the single phase, it's easier for me to talk more about the multi-phase. And so for a multi-phase project, it's essentially that same project, but some design professionals may send us an early site package. And then because they want to get started on the foundation, early site work and demo. And then what they'll do later is submit a building package, which would have what the building would look like, means of egress, things of that nature. And so if that's what you're doing, you want to select, of course, both of these, and then you would essentially get a building permit for the early site package. And then at the time you're ready to submit the building package, you'll get your building permit, and CO for that part of it. But that's what a multi-phase looks like for us. And so it's not to be confused with some projects. You'll have a phase project where, say the first phase may be addition of a new performing arts center, but then your second phase may be updating group restrooms. And so in that world of things, you wouldn't want to select multi-phase. What you would really want to do is have those as two separate projects. And so right now we're working with the new Performing Arts Center. And then if you also wanted to do group restrooms, that will be a whole separate project for group restrooms. And so I hope that makes sense as the difference between multi-phase for us when it comes to the package itself, versus if you have a multi-phase project and you're doing different types of project at a school. We will talk about single phase because everything that I'm going to talk about today for single phase is going to just be duplicated again for multi-phase. And so you as a design professional would come in and you'll select single phase if that's what you're doing, and you'll hit the submit button. Okay. And the next thing you want to do is come back to plans and specifications. And under document upload, that's where you want to upload your plans. And so since you've selected single phase, you want to click this drop down box. And those who have worked with our office and read our guide, we have schematic designs, we have design development documents, we have the construction document. We also recognize bid documents, as well as here it says record document. So it's anything other than what's on that list that you want to send to us. Just a second. Okay, and so within our guide, we do building permits based off of the construction documents. The bid documents is essentially after you have gotten OSF approval and you want to send us the final bid document, then you can definitely do that within our system. But let's go ahead, you as a design professional, select construction document and give it a name. We'll talk more about the name, but we're going to call it CD full set. And then you would just select the browse button and then find the document in your computer. Our PMO group has 200 megabytes that this will support. And so you want to select the upload button. And so it says that files have been uploaded successfully. And as I walk through this, I'm actually going to show you the different notifications that we will get about the upload. Okay, so what I did, I came back to plans and specifications, and down here at the bottom, you'll notice that your CD set was submitted to our office, and it gives a date and a timestamp as to when it was submitted. The good thing about this is that the district also sees when it was sent. You know when it was sent, you know that we got it, it's there. Because I know that that's some of the issues that we have and just a lot of the questions that we get. And so once you have submitted, really, once you have uploaded anything, regardless if it's a CD set, but once you've made that initial upload, you'll notice that the status up here now says plans submitted. It changed from under design to plans submitted. Okay. So that's the status change. And so anyone who looks at that knows that plans have been submitted to our office. And so now that plans have been submitted to our office, me as director, I'll go in and select a OSF staff member to the project. Okay, so that red banner goes away, and what you'll see over here now in the right-hand corner, you'll see the OSF staff member's name, their email address, and their cell phone number will show right here. Okay, so Ashley Baker is assigned to this project for New Performing Arts Center. Now, I will tell you 100% of the time that if you have submitted a project, you more than likely have other projects ahead of you. So in order to know when Ashley gets to your project, what she actually comes in here and does is that she selects this button here that says set project as under review. And the status will change to let you know that it's under review. Okay, so now it says that the project is under review, and the message here says that the design professional and or the district has received an email. And so let's see here. Looks like my email is trying to catch up with itself, but this email is just saying that you uploaded a plan. So we do get notified whenever you upload plans. It goes to our general school facilities account. And when the other email comes in, I'll show you that you were notified that the project is now under review. So you do get notified when the project is under review. Okay, so Ashley is assigned to the project. She's now reviewing the full set that you've sent her. And so when she is now ready to submit comments back to you, what she's going to do, if she made the comments directly on your set, your PDF set, she will come in and she will select construction documents, OSF comments to the CD set, and then she'll just, browse the computer and find her set with the comments, and she'll upload them. Let's go back and check the emails. Okay, so this is the emails showing that your project is now under review and that it was sent to you. Okay, so if we go back to plans and specifications, and we come down to the bottom here, it'll show that Ashley at 2:39:11, she submitted plans back to you with comments. And what she would do here is go in and say additional information is required, and she'll say see, file name, OSF comments, CD set below. Okay, so again, it's still under review. We're still under that status. But if you go to plans and specifications, you'll see that she has a note that additional information is required for your submittal. And she has a note to see the OSF comments to CD sets. This is helpful because, sometimes you'll have so many files. And so she's kind of helping direct that this is the file you want to look at for the OSF comments below. And if you're wondering, now you have another status to look at, is because if this was a multi-phase project, you could have one phase in, at a different status than the other. And so this is where you want to come to check on your particular phase project. Now, Ashley has submitted comments and she needs resolution to them. And so say you as a design professional, you address her comments, and then you come back in and now you select construction document, and let's say this is CD full set number 2, and then you would browse and look on your computer for that set. I might get an error message because I'm uploading the same file. Nope, it went through. Okay, so you submitted another set. We got notified as OSF that we got the submittal. It's date and time stamped as well. And Ashley comes in, she reviews it. And what she would do is come in, if she's satisfied and it's compliant, she'll upload the stamp set that's for the field. And so I'm acting as if I'm Ashley, coming in and uploading the stamp set for her review of the plans. And when she does that, she's going to take off this status here. And then instead of information is required, she's going to say, now it's approved to bid. And as soon as she does that, the system's going to take her straight into the building permit. So this is the part that she does. And so for the building permit, she's going to just select the applicable information for the project. So I'm just making this up. Okay, so this would be, we're going to give it that. Okay, so when she hits the save button, it's going to save the building permit, and my computer is lagging seam as well. Let's see if I'll get the email soon, but it does notify you as the design professional. It notifies the district that a building permit has been created. And so I'll speak about the error message that's coming up for Chrome and or Edge. So I'll speak to that as well in the Q&A section. All right, so what I do want to show you is that under plans and specification, your building permit for your single phase is right here. And so it says approved to bid, and this is the building permit. And when you select building permit, you're also given the opportunity to print the building permit. And if you select print, it'll start downloading the building permit for you, and then you can open the file. I'll make this a little bigger. But and so this is a standard building permit that you all know and that we give out. It has all the information on it. One thing that we are working out with our project management group is to add our legal footnote statement on the bottom, because that's not there. But nonetheless, this is the building permit, and we have always been typing this out like by hand and filling all the information out multiple times. And so what this system does is once we fill it out once, it's gonna take the information and pull it over to the certificate of occupancy, which definitely saves us time on our end. Okay, so I'm gonna actually pull up. What I'm doing now is pulling up our flow chart. I don't know if you all have seen the flow chart before, but if you go to our homepage, School Planning and Building, and you go to How to Get Started, it's going to take you to our How to Get Started page. And under flow chart, we have a general OSF process flow chart. So I'm going to actually keep kind of go back and forth between this. And so the step that we're at, so you, the design professional, have submitted plans. OSF, we review the plans, and we've just now issued the building permit. And so the next step would be the district would hire the Chapter 1 inspector. And we do have an approved list of all of the Chapter 1 inspectors on our website. Effective July 1 of 2011, we no longer approve the Chapter 17 inspectors, but we do rely on the South Carolina LOR as a sole point of contact for that certification. But nonetheless, the Chapter 1 inspector would be hired by the school district. And so what that means is there's a section here. You would not have the ability to select the Chapter 1 inspector. I'm seeing it because of my access to the application. But the district would come in and select the Chapter 1 inspector. And what's great about it is that once that person is assigned to the project, if you come back in to this level of the project and you select information, you can see what that inspector, what we have on record of the inspector certification. So for this inspector, their building inspector certification is not active anymore. However, their mechanical inspector license is active, but their electrical is not. So it gives us some real live information about the inspector credentials up front. Okay, so a Chapter 1 inspector has been hired, and then now the construction, Ashley will come in and say, we're going to set this project to construction. Or the project is bidded, and then, you know, it's set to construction. Okay, so you as a design professional will now see under construction. And so say the project, this is the Performing Arts Center, is ready for an overhead or an above ceiling inspection. And so this next segment, I'm going to talk about how to request an OSF inspection. So under OSF inspection, you want to select the date that you want us to come out and inspect. And in our guide, it says at least give us a 2-week notice, but it's going to have today's date and beyond. All right, so say you want Ashley to come out and inspect February 17th, and you would select above ceiling, and you can put the scope of the inspection, which I'm just going to make up some information, and then you will select the submit button. Okay, so while that email is working its way through, I will say that this is the email that you would get, as well as the superintendent in the district. And this is the one that says the building permit has been issued. This email says that an inspector has been assigned to the project. This email is sent to you saying that the project is now under construction. So you can tell that you're constantly notified of the status. And this one says that, this one is the one Ashley will get from you as a design professional for your requesting her to come on February 17th. And from there, what Ashley is going to do, she's going to reach out to you and let you know if that date works or not for, for her schedule, or if, whatever, you guys can get together and work out the date from there. It's not, you're still welcome to call. It doesn't, say you can't call us, but it just gives us a way to notify you, of the inspection. All right, so let's say that if Ashley couldn't make it or something came up, you can cancel. There's a cancel button here. You can also reschedule. And so let's just say this date didn't work. So we're going to go ahead and cancel it because I wanted to show you that you can cancel it. We're going to go back to OSF inspections. Okay, so we cancel the inspection. Now I'm actually going to pick today's date because the system won't let us put in information such as whether or not the inspection passed or failed if it's in the future. So I actually have to pick today's date to say the inspection happened today. All right, so we're going to pick that as for testing purposes today. It's an above ceiling, 40,000 overhead. We're going to submit it. So Ashley, this is you. You're submitting this to us, and Ashley's going to get it. She's going to get in contact with you. She's going to do the inspection today, and then when she comes back, this is the part that she does as to whether or not it passed or failed. And typically, you as a design professional will still send us a document, kind of like how the day went, items that was identified. You're more than welcome to upload that to the portal, but she will come in and put whether or not it passed or failed. And I'm going to go ahead and say it failed. She can put C upload because she can upload her own personal files. She could say C design professional upload for a file that you've uploaded. And so we're going to fail this for no perimeter wire. And we're going to, she's submitting this as a failed inspection. And if you go back to OSF inspections at the bottom here, it'll have like the date it was entered, it's an above ceiling, the scope of work. She's saying it failed because there was no perimeter wire in place. And then you as a design professional, you can select this request reinspection button. So instead of now saying cancel, it says request for a reinspection. And so I'm going to again pick today's date because the system won't allow me to do any other information. And again, it's doing that because the date we have to enter current information. All right, so say she go back out there and then it passed the inspection. So she's going to come in and say that it passed. It was corrected. They added perimeter wire and it was resolved today. She's going to hit submit. And if we go back to OSF inspections, you now see that it passed the inspection. All right, so that was the overhead. It passed, and so several weeks will probably go by, maybe even several months, and then we're ready for the OSF final inspection. So in order for to request the OSF final inspection, you're going to come back to the same section under OSF inspections. And so I'm going to select again today's date so I can actually demonstrate this for you. But instead of above ceiling inspection, you're going to select now substantially complete. All right, and then it had for you to select the building permit associated with this particular inspection, because this could have been a multi-phase project. So that's why that it asked that question for you. And so you want to select a new Performing Arts Center because it's a single phase. This is the only project that we have. And so it's going to be the entire Performing Arts Center is going to be the scope of work. And this is you as a design professional completing this information, requesting our final inspection. And so you're going to select submit for this project. Ashley is going to get the email for your request, and then she will confirm with you that date for the inspection. And then once she comes out and does the inspection, she's going to come over here to the edit button. It's the same exact thing like we did for the above ceiling. We're going to pass the inspection. There's no special conditions. We're going to say that this is not a CO with conditions. So everything was resolved on site. Okay, so once we get a passed substantial complete inspection, it's going to automatically pull up the certificate of occupancy. And if you notice, it's already pre-filled. It pulled all the information over from the building permit. However, if there is a need to change something, us as OSF can go in here and make those changes, but we're going to say that everything looks fine. This is the part Ashley is doing. And then she's going to go ahead and approve certificate of occupancy. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go back to my email and try to catch you up with the notifications. Let's see. This email says that the above ceiling inspection was canceled. You remember when we canceled the inspection? That notified Ashley because you as a design professional canceled it. This email is saying that you requested an above ceiling inspection because that was the re-inspection. And this email was sent to Ashley when you requested her to come out to do the substantially complete inspection and the date that it was requested for. Again, so it's constantly being notified. All right, so the way that you find your certificate of occupancy, you come down to OSF inspections, and then by the substantially complete inspection that passed, you will have a box over here and you select the certificate of occupancy box, and it will take you to your certificate of occupancy, and then you can print it as well, like we did with the building permit. It will automatically start downloading, and here's a copy of that. And the same thing applies. We just have to get our legal statement on here as well and make a few changes to the word facility. So this is something that they are working on for our PMO group. This is something they said any document that's produced after the fact, they want to work out everything else before they make that change, which makes perfect sense. So I've showed you how to request an OSF inspection. Under plans and specifications, this is where you will find your building permit. And under OSF inspections, this is where you would find your certificate of occupancy. Okay, and so when you as a design professional have requested a substantially complete inspection, the status actually changed to request substantially complete. But now that Ashley has issued your certificate of occupancy, she can now set the project to complete. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so the status now says substantially complete. There's actually one last step that says set the project as complete. And the reason why we have that like that is if this was a CO with conditions, there are some conditions that still need to be verified after the fact. And those conditions aren't life safety code compliant issues. They would, if there was a life safety issue, it would have to be addressed. We wouldn't issue a CO for that. But we do have some items that are temporary in place to address the life safety issue that's still acceptable and compliant. But when the permanent solution comes in, then it will be still need to be verified that it was either installed correctly. And so once that takes place, then she as Ashley with OSF would be able to come in and select that this project is now complete and is fully done. That's an example of a condition or a CO with conditions. But if this CO did not have any conditions, which it does not, as soon as she select substantially complete, she now can select that the project is complete, which I'll do right now. Okay, so the status now says completed. One thing I did want to mention, I didn't cover, but under third-party inspections, when you get the third-party inspection report and you submit it to our office, we have the 24 hours submission, like a business hours. This is where you want to put it. It's currently not available for upload, and we know that, but that's where you want to put your third-party inspector reports. I will say this, that the third-party inspector also has access to that section and is able to upload documents there as well. So whoever the inspector is assigned to this project will have that option as well. And we've done training with them on that, and they are aware of that, that function for them. But it will be the person that's assigned to this, and the inspector can only see the projects that's assigned to them as well. And then for our flow chart, we are at the end. We've issued the certificate of occupancy. And now what I'll do, I'll go over the nomenclature document that I mentioned earlier in the presentation, and then we'll end it and take questions. So here is the Office of School Facilities standard file naming system. And for the design professionals, this is just an example. If you're doing one full set submittal, we prefer it to have CD and then underscore school name underscore project scope, and then you can put whatever else you want after that. But then if it's individual uploads, it's just helpful to put, CD set, or if it was DD, you would say DD set. If it was SD, you would say SD set. But the set underscore F7 if it's a F7, or com checked, or specs, or general, or if it's a site fire truck access plan. This just kind of helps us know what to do and how to find it easier. And then also the bottom here is for OSF internal. And so what we do when we review plans, we will name it OSF, the year, the month, the day. We'll put our initials, 3 initials, CD set, school name, project scope. We're basically going to take your file and attach this part on the front of it. This is how it would look for a full set, a single full set, and this is how we would do it for a individual upload if you're uploading individual disciplines or information. And then the final set that's agreed upon as compliant, same thing would apply. This is how OSF would name the document on the front end. OSF, final review, year, month, date. We got to add another Y there. And then individual uploads. And this is how we would do it for that. And we would apply our stamp to it. And the way that you find this document is visiting our homepage, go to electronic portal instructions, and then it will be here under additional information. All right, so at this time, we'll go ahead and start recording, but we will stick around for the Q&A session. So thank you very much for listening to our presentation today. And Darius, do you have anything to add regarding the database?
I don't have anything to add, but of course, as y'all said, you can contact me when you create your community account. And if you have any issues, just let me know.
Okay, thanks, Darius.